I was never an art study person. I always told myself that they could potentially be helpful, but I always told myself that that was a later problem. After all, I can do everything just fine right now. I was also never a pen pressure person. I was a drawing on my phone with my finger type of person until like a year ago when I got this laptop, and I just never really saw the use of line weight really. I remember turning the pen pressure to 100%, thinking this isn't right, and never using it again. But then, one day last week, I don't feel like recreating pen pressure with my non-pen pressure brush. Let me just... Hi, I'm Rose, known as DBD Creators on YouTube, and oh my god. I wasn't actually planning on making a video on these drawings before, but look, in the middle of study number 2, something magical happened. Maybe you can learn something from it too? Drawing number 1. Study number 1 started a bit spontaneously. I was listening to a Song I Like's music video on a loop for a while, until I started staring at the drawings. They were just so pretty, yet so far from my art style as well. I do cartoon stuff, and that's anime. But I need to know how to draw that hair so badly though. Oh yeah, art style studies are things that people do. I should try that. And that's how I started this drawing. After I finished a sketch, I noticed that there was a Discord voice chat going on, so I joined that. I then started screen sharing the rendering process. I got a bunch of compliments and it was nice, but it ended soon after, and I had the thought of, if I could draw in the Discord VC screen share, what's stopping me from streaming the process on YouTube? So then I threw together a title and a thumbnail and just hit the go live button really. That was it to be honest. To explain what this is an art study Mizuki Hakiyama from the hit game Project Sekai in the Kitty music video. Frequent watchers of the channel may recognize that name. They are just so cool and awesome. How can I resist drawing them? The main focus of this study was the hair and the anatomy. Even though it looks pretty different from the original drawing, I really do like this final result. The layer mode I randomly put on at the end there really ties it all together. That little background bit was me attempting to recreate the fence in the background to limited success. At the end of the study, my sibling told me that my drawing looked a little more chibi than the original drawing did. And you know what? I kinda see it. Looks like I'll have to try again sometime in the future. But I need to wait a while to ensure that there's a noticeable difference first. Two parts I definitely didn't expect to look as good as they did were the eyes and the legs. I'm used to drawing the legs as just kinda tube shaped, so it's good to know that I am capable of drawing a more fancy leg shape. And for the eyes, stream watchers remember that I spent a bunch of time doing little tweaks to them and going back to them, and it ended up being worth it. There was a point where I wasn't sure actually, but it did. The only part that really bothers me is that, okay, you have looked at this drawing this long to not notice it, alright? And after I point this out to you, I hope you will continue to not notice it, but that hand is something else. Like, okay, no one's commented on it so far, so I hope no one will comment on it ever again. Drawing number 2. After I finished that first sketch, I had to immediately go to work on Maeve's video. But while I was working on it, I thought, that was so much fun. Surely, it won't affect when the next video goes out if I just start drawing this next study now. And luckily it didn't, but let me tell you, I was cutting it close. My main priority with that one is to get that pupil shape. God, pupil shape. It's just so crisp. I need to absorb it and use it in my art style. Now! Oh, also, did you see that face flash by in the speed paint? Like 12 minutes, more like 12 seconds into the speed paint? Yeah, it was pretty early on, but look, that is the exact moment I figured out pen pressure. The story behind that is, I was just constructing a basic face structure, right? Like, how you do in a sketch in a face study, right? And I got to the nose. And hands. I'm not using this non-pen pressure brush and an eraser to replicate pen pressure. Let me just make another brush, turn it up a little, and there we go. Now that is the nose. And then I forgot to turn it off, and oh, it's working! And I've been using it ever since. The secret? All the other times before when I wanted to try pen pressure, I always turned it up to 100%. Don't do that. I use a hard round pen. On IBIS it's just called the dip pen parentheses hard, but I made it all even so it doesn't get smaller at the beginning or end. I turned pen pressure up to 31% and it worked pretty good for me so far. It hasn't let me down yet. Not yet. By the way, you know that previous study? The reference image was actually way lower quality than it could have been. What happened? What could have possibly been the difference between this one and the last one, I hear you asking? Well, When I was listening to the music that inspired me to make these studies, I was actually listening to a fan-uploaded instrumental of the song. What I assumed happened is that the person who uploaded it screen recorded the music video, which makes a lot of sense, but in the process, the quality of the video got absolutely destroyed, which caused me to miss a lot of details that I could have seen before if I just went to the original. Next time I will get the high quality of that image for sure. Again, one of the standouts in my version is the hair. Is it better than the original? Yeah. Did I take some stylistic liberties compared to the original? Of course. Does it look good in its own right? Hell yeah. Also, I think I'm getting close with the eye pupil attempt. I do have to say, a standout in a negative way is the perspective, especially in the face and eyes. It's not so bad until you flip back and forth between my version and the original. One thing in the script that I couldn't figure out where to fit anywhere else is that the colors on mine are also both way more saturated than the originals, because when you put my sketch with the original's colors, they look dead. I'm sorry. I think next time, or maybe the next few times, I can focus on working with the limited color palette, or the muted colors. I know, I love saturated colors with all my heart, but maybe I do have to expand my horizons sometimes. Honestly, how do you guys feel about drawing with pen pressure? I like it now that I found some IBIS paintbrush settings I can get used to, but what do you think? I was gonna sit here and promote my second channel, but dude, no way. I just checked my subscriber count and we're almost at 500 subscribers. Woo! If the video posting schedule goes right, it should be the day before this video comes out. Let's fucking go! I mean, this is assuming I do hit the goal in that time. I might do a stream about it if we are, as I assumed, on schedule. If the subscriber count is not at 500, it's very close. And therefore, you know what you have to do. So when I figured out that I can use pen pressure now, I immediately went to go try it. I wasn't interested in trying to make a new sketch from scratch that day. Instead, I took this old sketch I liked and really wanted to redraw. But I saw some things that needed to be changed anyway. I had to do a sketch anyways. Good thing I did though, because it looks a lot better this time. In this drawing, we have 3 of my magical girlies doing a little bit of gaming. By the way, again, haven't forgot about them. I'm cooking. From left to right, we have Rue in the green, Penelope in the red, and Lana in the blue. Well, actually, her name was Lana before, but I forgot I already have an OC named Lana. I like the naming dynamic of Lana and Luna better, so I renamed Magical Girl Lana. I looked around a little and saw the name Juliet, and I think it fits her. So now, the rightmost girl's name is named Juliet now, in the blue. Fun fact, I attempted to make this drawing's watermark as annoying as possible to remove. Okay, this is no surprise considering I really like the old sketch even now, but I really do like this drawing too. I was nervous for a while there because there was a point where I thought I wouldn't like this, but I just had to trust the process, you know? Speaking of things that shouldn't be a surprise but were to me, I got stuck in a lot more places than usual. The entirety of Juliet, Rue's hair, the hands and the controllers. It's cause I'm a new brush for the first time, I believe. Literally, ignore the fact that the hands were on backwards at first. It did teach me a good lesson though. When you need it, get your own reference. This is the first time I did that actually. Take a picture of my hands in a position. Do not underestimate the difficulty of drawing hands holding a controller from such an angle I did. It is hard. Also, the hair I mentioned earlier, I wanted to draw her hair with a more casual hair down look, but the shape of the hair confounded me to such a degree that I just switched it to the normal hairstyle for my own peace of mind. In conclusion, pen pressure is cool and good actually. Will I be using it for every drawing for the rest of my life? No. Sometimes the no pressure brush is just easier, and I will continue to do it for stuff like doodles. That's it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. I know I did. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate the support. This has been Rose, and I'll pen pressure you next if you're not careful.